Welcome to Developing Palates. This review recap is brought to you by J.C. Newman. Founded in 1895 by Julius Caesar Newman, J.C. Newman Cigar Company is the oldest family-owned premium cigar maker in America. J.C. Newman rolls its El Rolage, factory throwouts, and Trader Jack's cigars by hand-operated vintage cigar machines at its historic cigar factory in Tampa, Florida. It also hand-rolls its Brick House, Perla del Mar, El Baton, and Quorum cigars at the J.C. Newman Pinza Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown, Maximus, Julius Caesar, and Black Diamond cigars are handmade at Tabacalera A Fuente in the Dominican Republic. With its longtime partners, the Fuente family, the Newmans founded the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, which supports low-income families in the Dominican Republic with education, healthcare, vocational training, and clean water. Learn more by visiting jcnewman.com. Hello, everyone. Aaron Loomis here from the Ventura Cigar Company studio. With me today is Jiunn and John McTavish. How you guys doing this evening?
We're doing good.
Welcome to the San Andreas Hour.
That's right. So today we are talking about the Providencia Trinitas. It is a Perfecto or double Perfecto, however you want to call it, 6.5 inch by 52. It comes from the La Pequeña Vega factory in Honduras. Wrapper is Mexican San Andreas. Binder is from Nicaragua. Filler is from Nicaragua and Honduras. The price point is $12, and the cigar was released in July of 2018. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your smoking experience like?
This is gonna go pretty fast for me. Smoking experience. So if I were to categorize this flavor profile in one word, it'll be thin. So the flavors are so thin. Like I lit this up and I had to wait till probably like that 1.5 inch, 2 inch mark to like start to get something out of it. So like in terms of what I got out of it and flavors, some faint dry red pepper spice, cedar, baking spice notes. Retrohale was more engaging as expected because I got more the same notes. Like it was just spicier and there was just more. More earthiness behind it. Finish was a pretty short note of like soft cedar, strength and body medium. And I think it got to like medium full strength for me by the last third of it. So yeah, that was basically the flavor profile that I got throughout the whole thing. But what I could speak very highly about is the burn and draw because it was absolutely perfect.
All right, John, how about you?
I think I am easier to win over on San Andreas. This, to me, was, at least the first third was kind of the high water market for sure, because it started out with a really nice chocolate, no minerality, and then the cedar that was immediately mixed in with the chocolate, and they kind of danced back and forth through the entire smoking experience. Great baking spices in the retrohale, not overly intense, which is nice, so it didn't blow my palate out, maybe a light plus. I would say as it settled in, the cedar took on this tannic quality, but it wasn't overpowering in the palate. A little bit of light plus pepper, again, not overpowering in the palate, which is all really checking boxes for me. Halfway through, cedar took on a drying component, which was a little unfortunate. And then there came the minerality, and I was, again, smoking that going, man, Jiunn is not going to have a good time with this. And again, the cedar and chocolate kind of danced back and forth between the front of the palate and the middle of the palate. In the middle third, cedar took it in. Tannic accents kind of started to take over. Drying mouthfeel started to take over. Minerality started to take over. But there was still enough going on in terms of the chocolate cedar mix that made it still interesting to me. In the last third, I would say all of that kind of fell apart. So the tannic quality just became a little too much. Chocolate really didn't have enough to carry the profile anymore, so that cedar was really what was driving it. In terms of burn and construction, did one touch up with a 2-inch ash in the middle third. So for me, I rated that as our amazing category. Draw, same. So weird things going on with the draw. So I don't know what you guys' experience like, but initially when I tried to draw on this thing, it was like trying to drink a milkshake from McDonald's. It was 4 notches into resistant. But what was really bizarre for me is
Wait, we call that a McFlurry?
A McFlurry, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
We call that McFlurry.
Trying to suck through a spoon. And the weird part was I was getting lots of smoke. So like I felt like I couldn't get a draw, and yet I was getting smoke. But it was tight. And then I would say 3/4 of the way through the first third, it opened up, but it was still 2.5 notches into the resistance spectrum. And I don't know the last time this has ever happened. So what I did is I averaged it between the initial experience and the inevitable experience, which to me was an average draw. I think if the draw had maintained, it probably would have been subpar or below for me. Aaron?
Yeah, musty cedar, musty cedar, musty cedar. Yeah, it stayed like that profile for quite a bit. Retro was even a mirror image of that. About an inch and a half in, a slight cream finally joined the profile to give it something else. And the strength was kind of mild medium. Getting in the second third, still continues that musty cedar and slight cream profile. An inch in, the cedar gains a little bit of a chart to go with the mustiness as the cream drops out. Retro still got that musty cedar thing going on. Slight cream returns as the third's wrapping up. Strength remains at that mild medium mark. Final third, char starts increasing. Cream's departing again. About a half inch in, smoke's quite chewy and dense with the mustiness there. About an inch in, a little bitterness becomes present, has a really long finish to it. Retrohale still got musty cedar, but a little bit of a vegetal note there as well. And the strength bumps up to slightly below medium. In regards to construction, the burn line was straight the entire way. Ash held on in near 2-inch increments. And in regards to the draw, it was perfect. It just right around resistance that I prefer. So, Jiunn, overall thoughts on this cigar?
I'm going to sound like an asshole for saying this, but this cigar is kind of like it's a fraudulent cigar. So why do I say that? So I mean, you're using like very flavor dominant tobacco, like Mexican San Andreas wrapper. If it's real Mexican San Andreas, which sometimes I question, is a very flavorful, flavor dominant leaf, right? So compound that by on the band, you say that it's triple Lajero, like it's not like I don't see where they got that from. I mean, I don't taste that certainly, or feel that rather within the strength. You know, the only thing, like I was talking about earlier, like the one main thing I would kind of say in review was how thin the flavors are. So I don't know, kind of everything that's kind of like what they advertise and what I tasted were like completely different things from each other. And I'm disappointed by that, man. Like, you know, it's such a beautiful looking perfecto, right? Like, in my opinion, if you're gonna roll like a perfecto, or you know, anything that's like a perfecto variant, right? Like Salomon or whatever, it needs to be special. Like, it should come with like a unsaid thing that if you roll perfectos, it should be a good cigar.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
Well, Jiunn, that's sadly not really been the experience for some time in the cigar industry. I enjoyed this. I think, you know, we've talked about San Andreas over and over because it seems like every other cigar these days is coming with a San Andreas wrapper. I don't have the sensitivity to minerality that Jiunn has, but there was definitely lots of minerality here. So if you are sensitive to minerality, you are going to have a very bad time. For me, I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable experience. Cigars this big, I'm always hesitant because I'm worried I'm going to get in and find an average or below experience, and then I'm just spend the entire time cursing Aaron out for sending it to me, even though it's very nice of him to do that. Fortunately, the burn was good, even though the draw was tough. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that, Aaron.
Yeah, I thought the cigar was fairly average. It was, really simple flavor profile, low strength, no complexity to it. Definitely an interesting result from the Mexican San Andreas wrapper on there. Price point's a bit high. I don't feel that fits with the experience that I got. It's a fun size, a cigar that would work well for those that like really mellow strength cigars and things like that. I would classify this as like the perfect cigar to give to a beginner because it's, low strength. It's got a really straightforward flavor profile, really good construction on it. It's not gonna, the cigar won't do anything to turn someone away from smoking. Price point is high, but with that shape, if somebody's walking to somebody in a humidor and first cigar, I think you can get away with it. But like I said, it's not going to be something that, unless you really dig this profile, you're not going to get a bunch of regular. I don't think a bunch of regular smokers smoking this. It's something that's like maybe a one and done, or get someone started on their cigar path. So
I missed the triple Lajero thing, but and I forgot to sort of mention that yeah, this is not even remotely close to a triple Laharo. Like it's not even
Yeah.
it's not even a single Laharo.
It had
So-
triple Laharo as a roommate, maybe. But
Yeah, well, I mean, I had triple Laharo as a roommate one time in college that lasted for like one semester.
Right.
Yeah, like don't go scaring people off by calling it a triple Laharo, man. Like,
No.
no.
Yeah.
Like it's like you saw triple Laharo and then you got scared and you grabbed your purse and you crossed the street. I think is what
Yeah.
happened.
And you gave someone
you know what I mean.
Cuevas.
I have triple Laharo friends. You know.
Yeah, I have triple Laharo friends, so that, you know, I'm not prejudiced against triple Laharo. That's not what I've said.
This is what happens when you do fucking 7 review caps in one city.
All right, so let's get into the scores. John, you're number 1, 6.37. Jiunn, your next is 5.75. I give it a 5.40, so 6.37, John.
Yep, that's where I would expect it to land. I enjoyed it. The construction could have been better, but the burn could have been better, but the do over, cut it. The burn was good. So yeah, but the price is a little high. Next,
All right, 5.75, Jiunn.
Average flavor profile, really good construction. That's where it should land.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same thing as Jiunn. I just had the final third of one notch down in some part. It just, I don't know. It just didn't. It wrapped up
you're
poorly.
just gonna
but
start storing your cigars in dry climate like here.
that's
the
right.
secret.
We should do that. But yeah, I mean, that's not something I'm going to go back to. Is the price point's just too high, and there's just not enough there to it. So, any other final thoughts on this one? All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. But also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcast. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.